All right, everybody. It's been a long time. I grabbed this new marker. Wanted to have one dark enough for everybody to see. I had a fan send me a replacement shirt. Amazing people. If you're going to get me a 2XL, make sure it's 2XL men's. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let's get into divisions, though. A lot of people have been asking for these. Every good firefighter ought to read cheesy magazines as explosives, gases, flammable liquids, flammable solids, oxidizers, toxics, unless you're in the US and it's poisons, radioactive, corrosives, and miscellaneous. Also, the other regulated materials, the ORMs, are in the 9. But those are the classes. You don't need those. We've already got a video on that. We want to get into the divisions. So let's talk about this. If I've got something that's going to kill me now, within seconds, or down the line, I got a while. I can respond to it. Which one do I want to know first? I want to know the stuff's going to kill me right now within seconds. So on explosives, I need you to know Hazard Class Division 1.1, Class Division 1.2, Division 1.3, Division 1.4, Division 1.5, Division 1.6. This is going to get me right now. I got seconds to act. Maybe not. 1.6, so insensitive. There's a blast hazard, yeah. But I could probably hit that thing and not worry about it. That thing right there, and that farts on the other side of the room. Whew, you got a problem. It's super sensitive. On Class 2, it kind of follows the same rule. Gonna get me right now. If I'm in a flammable atmosphere and it lights on fire, I'm toast. Toxic or poisonous gases, they give me right now too, but here's the difference. Just about every house in America has got either a propane cylinder on their barbecue pit, or has natural gas running in their house, or has some form of a flammable gas. There's so little toxic gas shipped in comparison that we're looking at 2.3s. Now, the non-flammable, non-toxic gases that are in the pressurized 2.2, still extremely dangerous if that valve shears off or it overpressurizes because it's involved in fire or whatever it might be. It'll still blow up. It'll still shoot off. It'll still cause harm to people or the environment or property. So even though they're not poisonous, they're not flammable, they're still considered hazardous gases, hazardous materials. On you get to Class 3, you'll notice that there is a 0 as far as the divisions that are in Hazard Class 3 though, because here's what Hazard Class 3 is. If I have a glass of water, I have a glass of vodka or gin or rum, clear rum, I can smell which one of them is alcohol. But you in YouTube land can't. You're on camera, you can see. One of the glasses is flammable. The other one is not. That's how Hazard Class 3 works. It's either a flammable liquid or it's not. So there are no divisions. It's just flammable or it's not a Hazard Class 3. We get to Hazard Class 4. I remember Hazard Class 4, those flammable solids, the 3 divisions this way. Similar to up here with the flammable and the toxic, or the flammable and the poisonous. These flammable solids that are the candy cane stripes, there's so many of those versus the ones that will explode, catch on fire, or release clouds of poisonous gas if you get them wet. That they went ahead and made 4.1, the flammable solids. That is the class. That is Division 4.1. The 4.2s, the spontaneous combustibles, they're a big solid pile of fuel. They say, you know what, I just don't want to be a big solid pile of fuel. They're a big solid cloud of the byproducts of combustion. They're a big cloud of smoke. I'll get into how I remember that when we get back into these numbers, but I will tell you that when you get to Hazard Class 5 and the oxidizers, yellow makes whatever it's with worse. Red always burns. If I put red with yellow, somehow I make yellow worse because I gave it a fuel. When I mix my red and my yellow, we talked last time about orange is what you come up with. Orange explodes. Exploding is worse than whatever the yellow was. On hazard class 6, what is the division on hazard class 6 that causes me so much concern? Well, on hazard class 6, 6.1s will kill me within seconds or minutes. Hazard class 6.2 will kill me in weeks, months, years, decades. So again, we go back to that. It's going to kill me now. It's going to kill me later. It's going to kill me now. It's going to kill me later. On hazard class 7, I need to point out that there are no divisions. Wait, where's all? There's no divisions. But Chief, there's different placards. There are different placards. What I want you to notice though, poisons get worse by having a transport index. That little rectangle down at the bottom of the Roman numeral 2 and the Roman numeral 3 placards for radioactives just tells me that an intact package from 1 meter away, America 3 feet away, I'm going to detect radiation from an intact, non-damaged, undamaged package. That's what that number is going to be in that rectangle is. That's why it's worse than just getting poisoned, because not only am I getting poisoned, I'm getting burned from radiation that's leaking through the packaging. Now, let's talk in how I remember my divisions. I know that there's nothing in 3. I know that there's no divisions in 7, 8, or 9. They either are radioactive or they're not. They either are corrosive or they're not. 9, miscellaneous, it is just miscellaneous. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there. So I remember 630322. There's 6 orange placards that explode. The first ones explode the fastest. If I'm in 6th place, I'm the slowest. I'm the lastest. On hazard class 2, again, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. There's so much of this. It's going to get me right now if it lights on fire. Doesn't do anything except blow up or shoot off whenever it's overpressurized. Not enough being transported to get higher ranking. Candy canes don't want to be candy canes when they get wet. For those of you who've ever had the opportunity of dissolving your candy cane in your hot tea or in your hot chocolate, candy canes don't want to be solid when they get wet. Hazard class 5. This is pretty bad stuff. Somehow I made it worse. But the red and yellow kilofella comes after I get bit. 6.1 kills me within seconds or minutes. 6.2 kills me later. If I breathe in a whole bunch of a toxic product like arsenic or cyanide, I'm going down right now. If I breathe in anthrax or Ebola, I'm going down, but it's going to be later on. Days, weeks, months, years, depending on what the infectious substance was. On the 7s, there is nothing to divide. It's radioactive or it's not. We're just looking at that transport index. So you notice there's no, let me go ahead and do this magic trick for y'all. It's one of my favorite magic tricks to do. There are no divisions past hazard class 6. The easy way to remember that, 6. 630322. Stops at 6. That's my bar graph. I hope you all have learned a little bit on how to possibly remember the divisions. If there's any questions, post a comment. Eventually I do get to them. I work a couple full-time jobs. I travel back and forth from here to home and from home to here. And I am always helping people in the firehouse, so there's a chance that I might not get to you very quickly, but I will get back to you, I promise. Thanks for coming to Hazmat.